Well, good morning, 7 o'clock, and it's a Tuesday. I tell you what, I've never been home so much in my life. This winter weather, I am so done with. The ice, the snow, and we haven't even gotten into February yet that my mom and dad always swore that February was our worst month. So we'll see. We'll find out from our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore, in just a second. But I'd love to know how you braved yesterday's event, the ice event. I don't think we call it a storm, and we'll find out just why. But let me know as you are signing in. Did you stay home? Did you have to go to work? The kids most likely didn't have to go to school. I am hoping that everyone was off yesterday. Yes, it started to melt off. In fact, my mom said she went to the doctor yesterday. I was so frustrated with her. I was like, you went out there after your daughter even said, don't go out on the roads. Now, we're not trying to control you folks. We are literally trying to just keep you safe. And I hope you understand that whenever we do that with you, letting you know what's out there just to keep you safe. And we had a lot of ice, but now you're going to feel a drastic difference as you are getting up this morning. And for the next several days, in fact, much warmer. I can handle this. I like this. And this is probably what I'd like to see for the rest of the winter, if at all possible. Let me bring our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore, on. Beckett, good morning to you, first of all.
Good morning.
Great to see you this morning. You stayed home all day yesterday. I know you went in and out, though. You were out showing your driveway, how icy it was. At your house, when did it start melting off?
Around I'd say 11 o'clock, I think, is when it started. Like, you could really tell.
Yes, it was getting much better at that point because otherwise it was like we all had our own skating rink on our driveway.
Yeah,
My husband left yesterday, Beckett. He's a police officer, so he had to go to work. He left and he's like, Monica, all I could do was step out of the garage and just slide over to the side and try to get down.
exactly.
He's like, I was like, I'm either going to fall and go straight down that driveway, and that's not going to be good, or I'm going to make it across. Unfortunately, he made it across, but we saw a lot of craziness yesterday. We'll
Definitely.
get to that in just a second. That's all out of our way. We're not talking about any ice for any extended period of time, are we?
No, we are not. We are not talking about that.
Good. So let's kind of recap before I show this unbelievable video that hopefully by now a lot of you have seen. It went viral. Last I checked, when I went to bed last night, it was at 2 million. I don't know where it is this morning, but I know the woman who took it didn't expect it to ever go. She probably just thought, oh, my friends are going to see this. This is amazing. Everyone everywhere was using it in their newscasts. But let's talk about yesterday, Beckett. It was an ice event, not an ice storm. Why is that?
So an ice storm is where we have widespread damage to property, and we didn't really have that. An ice storm is usually when you get a half of an inch of ice to up to an inch of ice, and we, of course, did not have that. At the end of the day, we had 0.14 of an inch total ice accretion at the airport. Light freezing rain started around 3 a.m. yesterday and lasted until 11 a.m., and of course, that created an icy mess for the morning commute. When temperatures rose above 32 degrees, that's when we saw that gradual melting yesterday afternoon, and then the roads just became wet, and we had much improvements for the evening commute.
All right. So the ice out of the way. Are we talking about highs getting into the 50s this week?
Yes, we are, and this kind of shows what we're talking about when we go to the 7-day forecast I'm about to show you. This is the Climate Prediction Center outlook, 8 to 14-day outlook, and you can just see those red colors mean above average. We're at the top of the chart for above normal here. We're thawing from that Arctic blast here in late January that we had about a week or two ago, and so here's the 7-day outlook. Today we got a high of 45, already getting a lot warmer with some rain coming in late tonight. Low of 34, so it'll all be just cold rain, and then tomorrow morning we're going to have some rain, but all of this rain will probably be when we are asleep. High of 52 tomorrow, so we'll be getting up to the low 50s tomorrow with a low of 39. Thursday, a little bit of rain early in the day, but not the whole day, so don't worry. High of 50. Friday, 49, but all these days are cloudy as we go into Saturday, Sunday, all cloudy, 42 on Sunday into the weekend, and then into early next week there on Monday, we could get some sun back, getting back up into the 50s. So it is definitely getting a lot warmer.
Now, Beckett, that will be a welcome because if you look at every one of those days, as Beckett said yesterday, clouds, clouds, clouds. In fact, this morning, a little light fog out there for some of you. So the roads are just wet and a little fog, but that still could create a problem, as we know, on the roadways. What we saw yesterday, Beckett, was unbelievable. Now, this is actually a friend of mine. Her son and her girlfriend took this picture. So I do want to give props to the woman who took it. There's a couple of angles of this that you may have seen on the internet. This happened in Imperial yesterday, and this is just how bad Beckett and I were saying that it was going to be. This happened to an emergency fire truck. This is from Rock Community. And I don't know if you've seen it, Beckett, but some people have turned this into like Jim Carrey when he stuck the landing.
Yes, I've
So
seen
great.
it.
People are ridiculously creative, but there were some expletives that were in this right here, and then they screamed. You could hear the car hit. Now that's the thing. If that car wasn't there, Beckett, that would have gone straight into that home, and who knows what kind of injuries we would have been talking about. But you know, when you, as an aspiring meteorologist, doing our "What the Weather" segment, myself doing traffic for so long and anchoring for so long, when we say be careful and do not go out in extreme conditions, that's why we showed that. And I think I want you to see that because in your field and as you get into the career, you're probably going to get a lot of hate mail, emails, people stopping you on the street saying, "Oh, come on, you guys are, a little crazy. You're hyping things up." But that's why we do what we do, right?
Exactly, because we want to just keep people safe and keep, injuries and deaths from happening.
Amen to that, my friend. Amen to that. Well, I love you, by the way. And I just want to say, everyone has been saying what an incredible job you have done. And I love the fact that Beckett has said, "Monica, I'll come on with you whenever you want." I would love to make Beckett a regular part of our team. I know he's still got schooling to go through, but I'm telling you, this is how proud I am of you. And after 30 years of being in the business, I literally, when I was a news director, if you came to me and you gave me a resume for doing this for the last 2 years, I would hire you on the spot. I want you to know that. That's how proud I am of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So when do you want to check in with us again? What do you think?
Probably later in the week, maybe on Thursday or Friday.
Okay,
At my
sounds good.
salon.
Everybody, I know you're saying great things about him and they're all saying good morning to you. You are going off to regular hours for school today, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, we're going to let you go. Beckett, so much. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it and be safe out there.
Thank you. You too.
All right, that's our aspiring meteorologist. I wish I could call him a meteorologist already because, as you can tell, he is just as good as some of the ones in our area. I was flipping around, saw Matt Chambers on Channel 4 this morning, and for the first time since January 2nd, I flipped on Channel 5, where I walked away back on January 2nd and saw Michelle Lee and Rennie Knott, Mercedes McKay, Anthony Slaughter, and then Paul Cook, who I absolutely love. Paul, I want you to all know, a lot of people are like, "Oh, Paul took your position." No, no, no. I left the position, and I was so happy to see Paul, who was a very dear friend of mine from his old Y98 days. And he used to do traffic, by the way, at Channel 4. He is over there now. Didn't get a chance to see him do a traffic report because I just was flipping around to see what everyone was doing. But nice to see some old friends, and I, of course, wish them well. I want to say good morning to some of you. Kathy Anselmo is on. She was the first one to say good morning. And let's see, Terry, good morning to you as well. Good morning to Linda. So glad I'm retired and did not have to get out on those roads. Kathy, good morning. Michelle, of course, good morning. Linda said, I totally agree. Bill Stadler, heat wave, no kidding. Love this. Good morning to Marilyn and Pamela. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. Julie, Terry, Beckett is amazing. I know, right? Karen, Wessel. Oh, I can't even see the last name here. Let me see. Let me pull this up and show Wesselman. Oh, great job, Beckett. Exactly. Donna, good morning to you. And Lori says, good morning. I finally caught a live. Well, good morning to you. So glad to have you. And we'll pop some of your comments on here when we get a chance and just let them scroll through. I'll try to make sure that I say hi to all of you. We've got a great show on tap for you today, but I want to check back in on this. We have a poll going on right now. You told us that you want some merchandise and you want it on our website, which, if you don't know, is TheRealMonicaAdams.com. So a journal is one thing that I've heard over and over and over again. A hat, t-shirt, maybe a tea or a coffee mug, and a full zip jacket. So look at right now, we've got the journal leading with 10. We've got 9 of you wanting a t-shirt, 5 of you wanting a full zip jacket, 4 wanting the coffee mug, and 4 wanting a hat. We're going to let this poll, and I'm going to have Michelle drop in the link for the poll right now. I might be able to do so as well. Let me see how handy I can get with this. No, I can't do it I don't think when you're on the air. Okay. So anyway, we're going to drop that link so that you can vote. I also put it on both of my personal and my business Facebook pages. And that is where we are right now, just on a Tuesday. We'll let that poll go all the way through Friday. I do know that so many people have asked for the journal, so we've already been mocking them up. Here's what they're going to be looking like, but we also are going to have the ones that I have right here at my desk that have a tree on them. So we'll have 2 different options. We're going to put them up on the website. As soon as we get them in, they're being made for you right now. So that version or the version that looks like this, it's got kind of a velvety front. You can tell, look at all my fingerprints. You can tell how much I use this. And by the way, my word of the day today, sanctuary. What does that mean? Feeding the temple being your body, taking care of yourself nutrition wise, and making sure that you get your workouts in. All of that is important. So that was my word today. So I showed you a little bit of the journal, and this, again, it could change. This is the first iteration, but that's the look of the full zip jacket that I'm thinking of. And of course, got that beautiful blue, and then it's got a nice little rosé pink. We'll mock up some hats and some coffee mugs and things like that, and then we'll let you know as we release things little by little. But I'm telling you that our team, George and Michelle and Lori and Hannah and Zach, have been very busy. We have been continuing to bring you, hopefully, what you are wanting from us. And that's what, when we started this back in March, want to make sure that we always deliver for you what we've said we would deliver. Kathy and Bill, and Linda, Marilyn, good morning to everyone. Donna, good morning to you. Good morning. I finally caught a live. She said, Linda, good morning. No ice. I know, right? Julie voted. Thank you very much. Okay, Michelle just dropped in the voting for you. So if you want to click on the comments, you'll be able to see that, or go to my Facebook page so you can vote, and I'll be checking in. I'd love to see you vote and spread the word to all the family and friends that enjoy this show. I'd like for them to vote as well. She said she loves all the ideas. Thank you. Happy to see Michelle on today. I know, because Michelle has been grayed out when she's commenting for some reason. I don't understand why. It's crazy. Well, good morning to all of you, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of the show. A gratitude, of course, to all of our sponsors. Let's start off with our main one, our title sponsor, who was on yesterday, Invita Health and Wellness. Thank you so much to Dr. Sarah Franco for being a part of our show from day one, believing in this show. And then, of course, special thanks to our growing list of sponsors that we continue to add to. I was up until about 11 o'clock last night trying to get back to everyone that's saying, hey, I'd like for you to bring a mobile Monica to our business. What does that look like? Taking our show to you. And we'll be talking about some of those coming up for you in February. But here's our special thanks as we talk about Invita, Innovare Health Advocates, Kathy Kilo Peterson, wonderful State Farm agent, and our latest, Defiance Ridge Vineyards. And that is because Wet Your Whistle is back, and it will kick off for you on Wednesday next week on the 31st. We will be live there at 4 p.m. We started doing those Wet Your Whistles live at 4 p.m. Within the last few weeks, and they seem to go over really well. We had some huge numbers, up to like 3,000 of you were watching live, which is crazy. But we're going to showcase Augusta and Missouri wines. We're going to talk about some farmhouse dinners coming up. If you've never been to Defiance Ridge Vineyards, we love Chuck Gillentine so much. He's the owner, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And in fact, our dear friend Ruby Lee will be out there, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that coming up throughout the show. So thank you. A lot to do today, a lot to tell you about upcoming events, but we also want to talk about resilience. We want to talk about overcoming loss. So this wonderful soul, you can see him when he was just a little baby and then growing up. And then his mom there on the right, I've known her for a long, long time, 17 years, we thought, from back when I was at Fox 2. And we'll let you know how she was tied into Fox 2. But she lost her son in a one-vehicle crash. We're going to talk about loss of a child. It's loss on any level, though, whether you've lost a spouse, whether you've lost a parent, whether you've lost a child. The loss is real. How do you move on? How do you overcome something like that? Well, Jana Elba will be my guest, and we'll talk just about that when we return.
Invita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Invita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Invita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Invita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online, InvitaHealthandWellness.com. Think about this. When's the last time you called your doctor at 2 o'clock in the morning and he actually answered? Well, at Innovare Health Advocates, their patients are special. Their doctors, nurse practitioners, their care team care deeply about your health, your family, your work, and even your pet. Their clinicians are accessible and they lead your care in and out of the hospital. In fact, Dr. Charles Willie offers his cell phone number to his patients to ensure they can intervene early in your illness. They can provide provide care above and beyond, offering lab, x-ray, echocardiogram, and other treatments in their office. Innovare Health Advocates with 5 locations on both sides of the river. Check them out, innovarehealth.com.
Well, welcome back, 7:15, and of course, you'll see Dr. Charles Willey back with us on Monday. The man, I should say, that was supposed to fill in for him yesterday. We were wondering what happened to Dr. Emil. He had an emergency. He and his wife actually are expecting a baby, and she was having a little bit of pain, so he was a little flustered, wasn't able to get to us. We wish you and your wife the absolute best. Hopefully, everything is great, but hopefully, we'll be able to meet him in the future, just in case Dr. Willey ever has to take a day off. So today, we're going to talk about loss. Now, if you know anybody that has experienced this, you might want to send them a text right now, or maybe give them a call. If they can hop on live, I would love to get some feedback from them, aha moments from them, questions from them of how you're able to take those steps forward. Because after all, that person who has lost and the person who is now gone, who hopefully, if you believe, is always there as your angel, they tell you and in some way try to get the message to you that, yes, you do have to continue to take steps forward. In fact, you have your family and the family still needs you. So we're going to talk about that. But first, let me go back some years. And I think it's 17 that we have figured out. First of all, let me bring her on. Jana LB. Good morning to you. Good to see you.
Hey, girl, how you doing?
It's been a long time. I don't even know the last time that I saw you, but this is how it all kind of started with us. Uh, we knew each other from back when I was at Fox 2, and you were known as one of the Fox 2 bloggers. How in the world did that ever come about?
I just, it was one of those things. Got on the news, was watching. They said, hey, POB came on and was talking about, the website and said, let's start this. So I got on, signed up, and it was an amazing community that we had. I still keep in touch with these ladies to this day.
Oh, do you really? That's good to hear.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. I was with Goots the other day. We went to go see Michelle and Dan up in Bourbon.
Well, a lot of you are, of course, are hearing this going, who the heck is she talking about? POV was Patrick O'Brien, who happened to work at Fox 2. A lot of the people behind the scenes that were in the marketing side, the PR side, the digital side, they were very creative and thought, let's do something. Here's the thing, though. I will tell you this for the people who worked on air. We were told that we had to interact with the community, and you would hear these little popcorn noises during the show. Glenn Zimmerman and myself mainly were the ones that were interacting with the Fox 2 bloggers. And Glenn and I were like, we're trying to do our work. And we would see these comments saying, where's Monica and Glenn? They're being so quiet. Why aren't they talking to us? And I'm like, because we're on the air. And then we would come back and try to do as much as we could. It actually did go away because it kind of was a distraction to our own job, but we loved the fact that we were able to blend to the community. It was a great idea for the most part. But then, as we said, there was a lot of things that we had to do. And then it became kind of like what this community does, Jana, that people just started talking with amongst themselves and you all became friends together.
We did.
So
it was great.
I'm glad you were a part of it. But what ended up happening is I got a chance to meet you, not only meet you, but meet the beautiful Michelle Reynolds at the time. And Michelle is now married to Dan Gray, as we talked about a week ago. Dan was on with us. And you and I were at Dan's birthday party where a wedding broke out.
And we knew all about it. And we were not going to let this not happen. So we were in cahoots with each other going, hey, you take Dan, I'm going to take Michelle, or you take Michelle, I'm going to take Dan. We're going to make this happen.
Absolutely. Well, because the reason for that was, Dan was like, whoa, what? I just came here and I got a surprise birthday party, but now what's going on here? And, everybody's trying to figure out, can we do this? His sons were there. And finally, fortunately, it happened. The two of them are married. I don't even remember how many years ago that was, but I know it definitely was before Jim. I always say, was it before Jim or was it after Jim? It was before Jim. Those two have been married. I hope you enjoyed Dan's interview with us, by the way. It was absolutely incredible. And then the top right picture is actually a surprise party that Dan threw for Michelle. That was for her 50th. Now, do you want to explain what the middle picture is, though?
Okay, well, we have a bus. It's called the Peace Train. We used to take it with everywhere we went. We'd take the blogettes. We'd get, you guys would get on the bus. I have pictures of Tammy Zell on the bus. I mean, pretty much everybody, Glenn. But here you are. We're all in front of the bus. We're at an event with Glenn and we're watching his band. We come outside during break and you get in the bus and you're like, this is crazy. You're like, I have never seen a bus like this before, ever.
It was good times for sure. If you're just tuning in, once again, you can see Jana Elba. We are talking about our beginning. So I've known her for about 17 years, again, through different people that you knew through Fox 2. She just mentioned Timmy Zell. Let me make a real quick comment about that. Tim was going to be on at noon today with us, a special show. But my directors, one has a flat tire, the other one's down to only one car, and I think his girlfriend needed it. So we are not having Tim on this afternoon. Let me make that announcement quickly. Tim and I are going to join each other next Tuesday, the 30th at noon. It will be a special lunchtime show. Tim is one of my favorite people. You'll hear laughter. You will hear faith, which is what I absolutely love about him.
Love that.
Yes, I'm so glad that we had a chance to meet Jana. And Jana also came to my boxing class, so she knows what it's like to have her butt kicked by Monica.
Yes, I certainly do. Yeah, I used to make her sing to us because we would be up against the wall trying to hold a pose just to keep our, thighs. I don't know what pose it was, but girl,
You were in a wall sit.
you were like, we were like, do something, Monica. We got to concentrate.
Any client that I've ever had in my 26 years has known that I have to make you laugh so that you're not constantly thinking about the seconds ticking away in a plank or a wall sit or whatever it may be. I think you are the one that made me sing. You made me sing Aretha Franklin.
Chain of Fools, girl.
Yeah. Chain, chain, chain. Well, we've had some great times. I haven't seen you in a while since our boxing days. And so then all of a sudden, I don't know if I heard it through Michelle or who I heard it through, but all of a sudden I hear this tragic change in this beautiful soul's life. The laughter, the happiness that was there suddenly comes to a screeching halt when something really tragic happens to your son. And let's honor him. We're going to look through some pictures and tell us a little bit about this. Is Devin. So let's go through and look at some of these pictures here. Here, we saw a picture about, well, when he was just a little tyke, when he was just a baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
This is Devin's senior picture and a picture right after graduation. Devin was 23 years old when he passed. He was coming home from hanging out with some friends, and it was about 12:30 at night. He was heading home, fell asleep. And my neighbor was one of the police officers on the force in Mascoutah, and he found Devin. So he actually ran off the road, had overcompensated, flipped his truck a couple times, and it was pretty much the worst day of my entire life. And I'm sure anyone out there who has lost a child, especially any loss is horrific to anyone. But a child will just rip your soul in half.
absolutely.
And Karen Wesselman, she's on right now. This is her on the right. She's with Devin. This is his graduation party at the park, and that's his godmother. So I wanted to give a little shout out to Karen because she's been the best godmother that I could have ever chosen for my son. And so back to the story, Dan, my neighbor, knocked on my door at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, what are you doing knocking on my door? And he started asking me all these crazy questions like, yeah, Devin drives a red truck. Long story short, it was Jana, he didn't make it. And I started to run out the door, and he wouldn't let me go. And he said, you do not want to ever remember Devin like that. So Dan and I became very close because a year later, he lost his son.
Oh my gosh.
On right by where we lived, there were several losses, within maybe anywhere between the day Devin died to like 10 years later. There were several deaths on that road. So Drew was 2 hours out, my husband, and he's a truck driver. So Dan, the police officer, called Dan and said, Dan called Drew and said, "Hey, look, this is what happened." Mm-mm. And I have the best family. Look at that. So Drew had to drive home for 2 hours knowing that he lost his son. And my daughter, Hannah, my daughter, Lauren, was in Mississippi with her family. They were driving home. It was just Michelle and Dan Gray. They came and were with me. Goots, people from the Fox 2 community were reaching out to me, coming by the house. Just he worked at Smoky Bones as a bartender. It was hilarious. This kid had such a sense of humor. And they were delivering food. Smoky Bones came and just took care of our family with food. And it was just one of those things that your life just changes. It's like you can see him up here in the top right corner. He's got pipe cleaners from Smoky Bones. We had lunch with him like a day or two before he passed. And the bottom one is him at his sister's wedding with the sunglasses. He always was just such a character. Anyone who knew Devin, just, especially the people he hung with. He was in a band. I can't even begin to tell you, but I will say that everyone who's watching who has lost a child, they know what that's like. It's a hole rips into your entire being.
Well, Jana, and you said it was very profound. It doesn't matter the loss. So someone could be watching and saying, well, I lost also, and is mine equal? It's not about equal. It's not about, did you lose a spouse? Did you lose a parent? Did you lose a friend? Did you lose a
Right.
grandparent? Loss is loss. And it's the support system. I mean, we've been showing pictures of your wonderful family. And as you said, a lot of friends that you have on. You wouldn't be able to do it without the support system. In fact, Jana, I remember you reaching out to me when my dear friend Georgie lost her 23-year-old daughter walking across right by Broadway Oyster Bar and was struck and killed. And still to this day, we don't know who took her young life. And it was devastating. You knew exactly what Georgie had gone through. Did you two ever connect?
I reached out to her. We talked briefly, I believe. It's been so long ago. But yeah, I related to her story so
Right.
deeply that I just, when I heard you talk about it, I had to reach out to her. It's because it's almost like, I remember when it happened to me and I was at work and a woman came up to me, saw me crying, and she had lost a child. And it was almost like you kind of know. And when you do connect with those people, they're the only people who know that pain is that loss, that crazy, insane feeling of hopelessness. And it can be very devastating to your health, to your life, your family. Your family, everyone grieves differently. And as a mother, that's hard because you want to grab your entire family and wrap them in your arms and try to fix it. And you can't. You have no control over this. This is something you can't fix. You have no control over. You just have to try to live. That's my grandbaby there. When he was little, this is Devin's headstone. He's buried in Mascoutah. That's where our family is from. And his artwork's on there. He was a graffiti artist and as well as a photographer. He loved art. It's very much in our family. We are artists.
Mm-hmm.
And so his word was evolve. And that's what his tag was. And he would always say that we all need to learn to move forward and learn as much as you can in this world and do the best with it that you can. And he was passionate about everything. And
And we're going to show some of the art. We're actually going to blend because you're both unbelievable creative souls, and we're going to do that a little bit later on in this hour. But as you look through these, and I talked in the beginning, and I think you truly believe that your shirt says it all about your son being your guardian angel. You truly believe that, correct?
I absolutely do. And he's with me. And my girlfriend gave me that shirt. And it was my first 5K after Devin had passed. I had lost some weight. I was trying to get fit and, trying to take care of myself. The other one is it's at Camp Ondazonk. That's our family's place. Anyone who's ever been to Camp Ondazonk know it's just the peaceful, loving nature place that is, I call it my God place. It's where I feel closest to Devin. It's where I feel closest to my family. It's just a great place. But they made a plaque for Devin because instead of flowers, we asked that people donate to Camp Ondazonk. And so Camp made Dan King made a plaque for Devin in honor of him on Upper Packentuck. So whenever we're at camp, he's always with us in the most beautiful place at camp too. So there it is right there. There's his favorite song was, he loved Pink Floyd. And you can see at the bottom, it says, "Wish You Were Here." And so we always wish he's with us, but we know he is always with us. He shows us signs. He's an amazing kid.
And of course, I believe whenever we have these shows that the person that we're talking about, no matter how long they've been gone, that they are watching right now, that they're listening. And so if you could say something to him, because I'm sure he's very proud of you, what would you say, Jana?
Oh, Lord Jesus. I would probably just tell him that I'm so proud of what he did in the short time he was here. He was just insane. Drew and I, we stood at that casket and it was forever long. But if we heard it once, we heard it many times from kids his age that said, "I am who I am today because of your son." And he made people laugh. And I would just I would love to have another hug from him, but that was the last thing I did. I got a hug and he told me he loved me. So I can say I'm blessed for that.
And I was going to say, hopefully that brings some solace to have that last memory. We always want more. No matter what loss we have, we always want more.
Yes.
Anna Elba, once again, is my guest. We're talking about her son, Devin, who was taken way too soon at the age of 23. And so when we talk about the importance of letting all the small things go, don't let the weight of the bickering, all the little things that create all these fights in your family, in your best friendships, within parents and kids, understand the precious time as someone walks out of the house. Will you ever see them again? Jana knows this too close because it's exactly what happened to her. She'd love to have those times back and be able to have more and more and more. 7:33, we're going to take a quick break. We were talking about art and what that has meant to Devin, to Jana, and to the entire family. We'll have more with Jana when we return. We need women to lift women up.
Let's do that.
Being on Monica's show, it was like one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Monica's very real, and she really cares about people.
She's changing lives.
Changing lives.
I think this is just really what people want to see.
Giving back so much to the community, and I really appreciate it.
Today, Monica was extraordinarily real, not only with me, but with her viewers and her listeners.
Made the interview process like talking to a friend.
How are you doing? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Hey! You're close!
Monica! Whoa!
So go out in this world and be anything you want to be. But before you do that, first, be kind.
Welcome back. Let's go. That's right. 7:34. Love that. And again, wonderful job by our editor. He's also one of my directors, Zach Kimball. Thank you so much for putting that together. We have so many of those, evidently, that they were working on because we've had a lot of guests that have been in the blue chair over the last several months that have had a wonderful experience with the Real Monica Adams team. And they're just all letting us know how we're changing lives together. And it's like this in stories like we're doing with Jana. Jana, I'm going to take a break before we continue on and give you some comments comments that are coming in from some of your friends that are watching this morning, as you had mentioned earlier. So Lisa, Allison, good morning, Terry, and Leona. Karen said, "That's my sweet godson. What a special young man. Love you, Jana." Good morning from Sean. And please pray. Let's see. Please pray for the family in Defiance. They lost two adorable little boys in the house fire, ages 4 and 6. So very sad. Could not imagine how you go on. It's those kind of things. Loss of a child. Every parent will always say, just like Jana said, that you never want your child to go before you. You hear that, and unfortunately, it's not been the case for some, as we're seeing here today. Let's see. Anything else? That Karen just says hi. So sorry for your loss from Maryland. So devastating. Karen said she loves you so much. Hi, Jana. Love you so much from Katie Marie. Pamela says, Jana, I understand. I lost a son several years ago. The pain runs so very deep. You know, it's a sisterhood or a brotherhood, or it's this sorority that you don't want to be a part of. You know, you didn't sign up for this, right?
Right, right. I've had many people say it's a club you never want to be a part of. It's, we don't have a name for us. There's an orphan, there's a widow, but there is no name for a mother or a parent who has lost a child. We are just a team of warriors. We have to be. We have no choice. First of all, I have to say, Yvette is from Australia. She's watching from Australia today. She's on
Well, did they
our
mate you?
chat. Yes, she's one of my very best friends. And so, yes, I got Karen, I got a bunch of girls here watching. So
You do?
God love you, Katie.
Do you know Carla?
I do.
She said, I'll never forget your loss, Jana. I was at the hospital with my mom when I heard. I was heartbroken for you. And then my mom passed the next day. Gosh, loss after loss.
Right.
Marilyn said she loves your shirt, the one we were talking about your son being your guardian angel. She believes in angels, as I think a lot of people do.
Oh, yeah.
And Yvette, yes, love you, Jana. We will always remember Devin. Watching from Australia. Well, Yvette, thank you, by the way. We have had people in Italy and Greece and the Philippines. I hope this isn't the first and only day, Yvette. I hope that you know that we continue to do things just like this, that we're trying to bring light. Because, Jana, what you are providing now is how you have gone on. If people are just tuning in, because they tune in every second, can you tell them again how many years it's been that you've been without Devin?
It'll be 11 years tomorrow.
11 years. And that is why we wanted to bring Jana on. We were originally going to have her with me live tomorrow, but I think it's good that, that we talk about this, and tomorrow you spend some time with your family, remembering his life. Do you do anything special on those days? Yeah. What do you do?
We have done everything from, he was a graffiti artist. We've gotten friends together and we've gone down to the graffiti wall and we have graffitied in Devin's name. There's a picture of it. It says Evolve on it, and part of our art. We do the trash pickup. We adopted a highway in the name of Devin's friends and family.
Yeah. How long ago did you do that?
Right away. We did it the year he passed. The boys in the picture are some of his best friends, part of his band that he was in. But these boys I raised from the time they were in grade school. So I love these boys, and I'm going to tell you what, I told them at the church that day that we had Devin's service. I was like, you are my kids too. You got your mamas, but I'm your mama too. And I'm going to need you boys. I'm going to need you boys to help me. And they have. They've been awesome. Goots just came on. She's one of the bloggers. Got to give her a shout out. Hey, Goots. But I need to say this, and that is, people who go through tremendous loss in their life, it can affect you physically, mentally. The first year that Devin passed, I had 3 heart attacks. Not because I have blockage, because I was under extreme stress, anxiety, depression. I have never experienced how heartbreak, how anxiety, depression, the loss of your baby can cause such incredible pain. I was in ICU. They said, I could possibly just have 2 weeks. They were telling my family that, to be prepared. And God had a plan for me. So it wasn't my time. I was here now to let other people know that there's hope, but you have to take the first steps to make it happen.
Well, you have to take the first steps, but also ask for guidance and help and not try to go at it alone. Because that's what a
Absolutely.
lot of people, when there's loss, you really have to watch out for that person and the people. Of course, we've been showing your entire family because, yes, Jana's on with me, but Drew, her husband, the rest of your family, they've all experienced loss and everybody experiences it in different ways. And,
Right.
some people get angry, some people are fearful, some people cry, some people go through the emotions later, some deal with it immediately. You said 3, but it wasn't just 3. You've had 4 heart attacks,
I've
have
had
you
4
not?
heart attacks. I had one later the second year. And again, I had a cardiac cath to see if I had blockage because they're like, why is she having a heart attack? Then they went in a little further, investigated, did some more testing, and found that my body reacts now to stress. It reacts to emotion. So my heart attacks are connected to emotion, not a blockage. So I have to take medicine now for the rest of my life to keep my heart in rhythm.
That's what I was going to ask you, if it's a lifelong thing. But you've also, and again, I've known Jana, if you're just tuning in, Jana Elba is my guest. I've known Jana for 17 years. And when this struck her 11 years ago, again, life changed. Did it take her spirit and her happiness away? Not completely. There's always going to be a part of her that's going to feel that loss and want Devin to be around. But she has to learn to smile again because you have more family that wants you to be there for them. And that's what's hard, is you want to sit in the sadness sometimes, and it's okay to do so. I never want anybody, a counselor, a coach, anybody to ever say, snap the fingers and get over it. No, you
No.
have to be willing to go through that, but also know that there's hope, like Jana's providing. You also, though, did a massive change, because when I knew you, you were heavier. When did you get this wake up call of, I need to get healthy?
Well, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, which is very painful. And I was heavy. I was 150 pounds heavier, Monica.
Wow.
And so yeah, you've seen me go up and down with the boxing. I lost weight, I gained it back, and that's all with emotion as well. But what happened was I had a handicap sticker. I was ready to use a cane. I couldn't breathe walking into, Walmart. And I had to make a change. I have 2 grandbabies. Okay, you guys got to check this out. I have 2 gorgeous grandbabies. And not just them. I have my family, my entire family, my beautiful girls. And yes, my beautiful girls. So this family picture here, we went to Oregon not too long ago, and that's another part of our healing. Is it has been 11, it'll be 11 years tomorrow, but just this past year, we have really taken the time to get to know each other again. We're learning, we're trying to be present in each other's lives, because it was a long time that we still didn't know how to communicate about Devin. And this is just taking place now. So, for the past 9 years, we have been kind of not divided, but it's very difficult. To have
Because nobody
such a
wants to
massive
talk about it?
loss. Well, he was such a ball of joy in our family. He was just a presence that when he walked in a room, everybody stopped and was like, "Who is that?" But yeah, so it is. It's a you have to work at getting back what you had. You'll never have Devin. We will never have Devin present in a physical form, but we rejoice with him being present in our life every day. So, and that's it. People that have lost somebody they love, you have to celebrate their life every single day. And that makes them present, because when you lose someone, people have this concept that I'm down. I can't ever get back up again. I've lost my entire world. Yes, you have, but you're going to get back up.
You
And
have
you're
to for each other.
you
But
have to.
I loved, and you saw me shake my head. The fact that you say you have to be present, and we use that word so much on this show, Jana. You have to have focus, you have to have present, and when you lose your way, that's why you surround yourself with people who love each other. I love the fact that you said it had been 9 years of really trying to find your path of how do we even talk about this? How do we start to say, are you healing or what are you feeling? Because it's almost like everyone kind of dances around it, not knowing what to say to each other because there's so much sadness there, but you have to lean on each other again. We're talking about a real thing, and one of the things that Jana and I talked about, and we just reconnected, by the way, just a couple weeks ago when she told me that his angel anniversary was tomorrow. I immediately said, let's change the schedule around. Let me bring you on. And I'm glad that we did because we're talking about broken heart syndrome. There's a woman who wasn't able to watch live this morning, and she said, I wish I could watch Jana live because it's exactly what I went through. And she said there's an actual medical term for it. It starts with a T. It's something, I think, cardiomyopathy or something on those lines. I don't remember exactly what. And again, I'm not a doctor. There is a doctor maybe on that could say, but it's like taco something.
Mine's called arterial vascular spasms, and they're induced by extreme emotion. So if you're a person who feels deeply and can connect to things and put your whole heart into it, that's kind of how you are, Monica. That's kind of how I am. It's like you're passionate about certain things in your life, and and of course, family. How much more passionate can you get about something in your life? I mean, it's what you are. It defines, your life, and you have to get back into it.
Well, Jana, in life coaching, I asked this question of a lot of people, and they all go, is anybody ever able to answer that? And I said, yes, I can answer it. And I wonder if I put this, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but Jana, I asked the question in life coaching, what's your purpose? What's your answer to that?
My purpose is to, I think I actually, Monica, have a couple. I think my purpose is to reunite my family, and it really cuts to my core here. So sorry if I get a little emotional, but
don't ever apologize for
my family is the most important thing in my life. So, and my friends, I have the most amazing friends. I have so many amazing friends that we are there to pick each other up. One of my best friends was Devin's art teacher. That's how I met her, was at a parent-teacher conference. And we just both love Devin so much that now we are best friends. There you go. There's the Evolve on the left. Sorry. That was his tagline, was Evolve. And you can see him and his buddies and my daughter, Lauren, and my girlfriend, Carrie, we got out there and we spray painted that day. That was his birthday. And we were singing happy birthday to him on the blog. It was great. And then the one on the right is one of my paintings.
Okay. Oh, I love the fact that we combined all of this. And that's what we're going to do, by the way, because I want you to tell me, as I put these together, I want you to tell me what is his and what is yours.
Yeah. Mine is on the right.
Okay.
And Devin's is actually, it's Devin's Evolve word. It's not actually his art. This is his buddies who would do graffiti art. This is on the graffiti wall downtown, like by the arch.
Okay.
And so we all brought spray paint cans and we all got together, and him and his buddies who would just graffiti with him all the time came out, showed us how to do it. And it was one of our celebration of life for Devin for his birthday. That's what we did that birthday.
Well, Jana is talking about the artistic side of that's sometimes when you're trying to find a way to heal, that you have to find a creative outlet. And for you two, you shared this beautiful love for art and painting. We're going to show some of the other works. So who are these?
Okay, these are mine.
Okay.
I had a boutique in Mascoutah. The peace sign I sold at my boutique. And the other one is just a painting that I did after when I got back into the art. I've always done, art and photography, and my kids do too. My girls are very big into ceramics and photography. I just got a good creative family, so we try to express ourselves through our art. Now, the one in the center is a piece that Devin did long time ago. And the other two on the sides are mine. The one on the right, I love to do intuitive paintings. People will give me 10 words in their color palette. I buy a journal. I journal in it the entire time I'm painting, so you know why and what I picked, the pictures that I painted to represent the words that you wrote for me. So,
and then we have one more. This one's actually the one that stood out. I think this is just the colors in this. I just think are stunning.
This was the clock that I made for an auction at Camp Ondazonk, I believe. I did several, but yeah, I love to do pour paintings where you mix different paint colors together and then just let them flow onto the canvas. But art has been a way for myself and my kids, because my girls were the same way. I mean, we had to have some kind of outlet, whether it be, art, photography, pottery, but it's a way for us to put our emotion onto the canvas and just have a way to outlet, an outlet. Art therapy, there's such a thing as that. So
Well, sure. I mean, we talk about the triangle of life theory. I'm sure you've heard me say many times on this show that you've got to try to find balance, and maybe you feel out of balance a lot throughout life, and you try to, how do you find your way back to connecting mental, spiritual, physical all together? When you start to pick up that brush, where do you go in your spirit, and how do you connect the whole triangle together?
Music. Music is huge. Devin loved music. I mean, music's been in my family. My mom taught me to dance with Aretha Franklin, baby girl. So there's times where I will just turn on music and I will paint the rhythm. I will paint, what I see in my mind while I'm listening to the song. Or I love to just get a canvas and start doing circles and dance into my painting. It's so healing because you get to think positive, loving, energetic, creative thoughts. And when you get a group of women together and you do that, it's so empowering. So I love to do classes where I have people out on my patio. We've painted bottles. We've done all kinds of different types of creative masterpieces.
I love that there is that outlet, because if someone doesn't have something to turn to, they're in such a place of feeling so alone, and that they feel there's nothing that they can turn to. A lot of you are making comments. I'm going to take another quick break. We're going to go to the comments and see what everybody's saying. If you've had loss, please pass along to us what you are able to do to be able to turn and feel like you have hope, because that's really what Jana's providing today. Jana Elba, my guest. We'll have
LB.
LB. Gosh, I did it again. Jana LB, my guest. I think I'm doing an Australian turn on it.
I think I've been Elba all the time for you.
Yeah, your nickname from me is Elba.
Well, I've always just been Jana.
That's very true. For 17 years, she's never said her last name. Look, I'm a big fan of Australia. For your friend, is it Yvette or Yvette?
Yes.
Yvette, if you're hopefully still watching, I am a huge Australia fan, so I think I'm putting an Australia turn on her last name.
Yes.
LB. We will have more with Jana when we return.
Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. Info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com.
Welcome back. 7:54. If anyone's just tuning in, you definitely want to go back and watch the entire hour. And that's the beauty of streaming. All those shows from back when we first started, March 1st of last year, all those shows are on Facebook where we stream live and we stream on YouTube. So if you have family and friends are like, I don't want to be on Facebook, that's why we're on YouTube. We're also trying out going live on Twitter and Instagram and other sources for you as well. And we've got a lot of things that I'm going to tell you after we wrap up with Jana. But let's go to some comments, Jana. A lot of people obviously saying prayers for you and all who loved him. Good morning. Just putting some hearts out there. Sarah, who is our title sponsor, said, Jana, the loss of a child is indescribable. There's just a hole that is never filled. Thoughts to you and yours. Kathy says, when my dad passed away, my grandmother said, quote, I literally know what a broken heart feels like. And that's what Jana's been mentioning. Prayers for you and your family. Marilyn wants to know, how are your girls and your husband handling the loss?
Well, it's been hard for all of us. And again, it's just, it's something that is very hard to talk about. And, we always joke about Devin would have loved that, or, oh my God, could you imagine what Devin would say about this? He was very political. He was very, my daughter, my youngest, Hannah, and her husband, Rush, she just takes after Devin in her passion. And she's been to DC on rallies. Girl, I'm telling you, she should have been a journalist, but she
Never
does.
too late.
She's so very passionate, and so was he. So it's like they all are. My kids are all passionate about anything that they love. But, my husband and I, we're starting to really, in all honesty, our family this past year, we've been having family meetings. We've been talking. We've been spending more time together. We've been having family dinners. We've gone on vacation together. So for people who have had an extreme loss, the more time you spend together, the better your family core becomes, because everyone tends to fall into their own corner and cry and grieve in their own time, in their own way. But and it can separate you.
Yeah.
But it can also bring you together. So you have to take the effort, though, to bring it together, because it can stay lost in a dark hole, forever if you don't take an initiative. Because I knew God had a plan for me. When I survived what I did, I knew that I had to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I talk about, Devin, talk about your child, talk about that person who's passed, because just because they're not in your physical presence, their spirit, their love that they gave you while they were alive is going to be the thing that brings you through it. Because once you accept the fact that they are no longer here physically, you cannot do anything to bring them back, you get into saving their spirit. They are going to be alive every day in your life. And the more people that talk about them to you are the ones who truly care, because so many people are afraid to talk about your baby.
Powerful.
Talk about him. Tell me how cool he was. People want to hear about their kids, even if they're gone.
Well, you always hear to keep their memory alive. And I know people, again, like you said, people are a little bit afraid because they think you're going to bring an emotion out. They're going to make them cry, but that's okay, because you'll go from crying to then laughing. You'll tell the fun stories and tell them, tomorrow I'm sure will be hard, but then you'll start laughing at fun things as well. You're so right, because I've seen something like this completely divide a family. I've seen divorces because of it. You've seen someone like, could have happened to you, that somebody else in the family loses their life, or addictions happen, so many levels. That's why I wanted to bring Jana on to say there's hope. Communication is needed. Be there for each other. Find the great friends that are willing to be there and talk to you about it. Sarah did say what I was asking earlier. There is a medical term. I don't know how to pronounce it. Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, something like that. Broken heart syndrome. Cheryl, God bless you, Jana, and your family. You're amazing. Beautiful artwork. Love the word evolve. Monica, what do you think about that word? Never have thought about that word. Love it.
It's a great word.
What do I
Yes.
feel about evolve? It is the fact that our lives on a daily basis, from the second that we wake up in the morning till the second we go to bed in the evening, what happens throughout our day, every person that goes into it, every thought that comes flashing into your mind and your body, your spirit is forever evolving. And it needs to, and we never need to be, sedentary or stationary. There's always movement. Kathy says, what a beautiful way to celebrate Devin's life. I'm going through some of your comments, and I've got a question for Jana here in just a second about her art. You have a beautiful talent. Devin is guiding your heart in your hand, Jana. Love the art. It's my therapy that I use daily, according to Linda. Tony says, good morning. Very awesome. After my friends and I lost our mother within a few years of each other, we went to a class about grief. One of the activities was coloring and very healing. I love how you mentioned having creative outlets. Carrie Casper, is that a friend of yours?
Oh, that's the art teacher I was telling you about, who was Devin's art teacher and one of my very best friends.
Carrie says that you're the best, capitalizes you're the best. I'm so happy you had her on your show. She's my best friend and soul sister. It's amazing to see her light and love shining on everyone. Those of you suffering, you are Jana's purpose. Reach out to her, to your friends, your family, reach out to each other. You aren't going through this alone, and others really do understand the things you are experiencing. Thank you, Monica, for focusing on this very real topic. Absolutely. I'm so glad that Jana and I reconnected. Pamela says, I agree. Family dinners and outings help. I prayed hard to get better for my other children. We talk about my son all the time. There we go. It's so neat, as she just said. Carrie said, P.S. Devin really was incredible in every way. We miss you. Jana, hugs to you and your family. When our mom passed 2 years ago, it brought me and my sisters and brother closer. I love hearing that. And Nadine Mayville.
Yes.
Nadine says, hugs to Jana.
Hey,
Again, all of the outpouring that you are all saying, these are the things that she needs, that the entire family needs. So from your art that we were showing, I thought I heard you tell me the other day that you were getting ready to drop some off, or maybe see about a place that was in Mascoutah. Are there areas that are currently selling your art, or where can somebody find it?
They can go on my Facebook page, Jana Elby. I have a gallery in my photo album that they could look at the different art. I really love to do the intuitive artwork. It's kind of like something I always start with a pour painting, and people who know art, a pour painting is just when you layer paints in a cup on top of each other with some additives and things to help it pour. And you just flip the cup on the canvas. You could flip 5 or 6 depending on the canvas size, but it pours and it makes these beautiful like cells, and it just tells a story all in itself. And then I paint pictures on top of it. The one that you showed with the bird in the center and it's all purple, it was with Devin's art. That one's one of my favorite. I did that for a friend of mine, Renee. I went to high school with her and we reconnected, and that's the one there. And she gave me 10 words, her color palette. And, like in the tail of that bird on the right, the upper part of the painting, there's a Air Force logo on the bird because she was a military brat. So I did the bird as the plane. And then, just to kind of make it more nature, because that's who she is. But Carrie Casper, she is the one who brought the passion and the spirit, teaching me how to do that. She teaches art. I'm going to be in her class tomorrow at Belleville West High School.
And on the Angel anniversary. Oh, wow.
I spend my anniversary with Carrie and the family, but I do spend it with her class because Devin was in her class. And last year we taught pour paintings and we went live and we said we're here celebrating Devin, and so we'll be doing that again tomorrow. So check out Facebook page tomorrow because we will be live at
Jana Elby. ELBE. Follow that. Kim says, big hugs to you. And then lastly, Yvette says, I'm still watching in Australia where I live now, but I'm also from Belleville. Jana has been one of my best friends since 1991. The LB family are an inspiration with their kindness, compassion, and empathy. They always have been, and I'm constantly amazed by them all. I love it. And I love the fact that we put it out there because there are so many people that are watching right now live. And then obviously others, when we always say this, We mean this, please, because you never know who needs to hear or to see this message. So I'm going to switch this on the bottom. Please share this, like, follow, come to this page for inspiration on a daily basis, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. We are live for you. I love being live, like my old radio and TV days, because I love the interaction that we're able to do like this. Kim says it's so wonderful to celebrate his life. There are many podcasts and talk shows out there that are all recorded, and you don't have this instant feedback. You saw what it meant to Jana and what Jana's words are meaning to you. And some of you might be just watching and receiving the word today, and that's okay that you didn't say anything. But if you ever want to reach out, again, you can follow her on Facebook. Look at her page tomorrow and see how they celebrate the wonderful life of Devin, gone too soon, 11 years tomorrow at the age of 23. My friend, thank you for bringing this to life for so many people.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing hope to so many people. God bless you all, and continue to lean on each other, the family, the friends that you have. That's so very important.
Yes. Thank you for having me, Monica. Bring me back again, girl. We've got all kinds of stuff to talk about.
You are very welcome.
We need to catch up.
All right, everybody, hang tight. We've got a little wrap up of some great events that are coming up where you can catch the Real Monica Adams team live, and we'll check in on that poll and see how things are looking for the merchandise that you want. God bless you, Jana.
You too, babe.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online envitahealthandwellness.com. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. Info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com.
Well, welcome back. What a powerful hour it has been. It's 8:07, and just want to wrap up with some business that we talked about yesterday. A reminder again, the Working Women Survival Show. It's coming up February 16th through the 18th. It's at St. Charles Convention Center. So some of you may have gone down to the Dome in the past. It flipped. It's 37 years in, and this is the celebrity that will be there, Allison Arngrim. Do you remember her? She played Nellie Olson on Little House on the Prairie, and she's bringing her one-woman show. I feel like a little kid again when I have to apologize for saying a quote unquote bad word, but it's her book and it's her one woman show, and it's called Confessions of a Prairie Bitch. All right. So a lot of you thought that she was a bully, and you can talk to her about that. I was told though that the number one question she gets is, was that a wig? We'll find out what the answer is when we go to the convention center. I'm also super excited to bring this beautiful woman on stage. Ruby Lee will be live in concert July 4th at Defiance Ridge, and that'll be from 7:30 to 9. And then stick around because they will have fireworks for you. It is after all July. An opening band will also be there from 5:30 to 7. They're going to open the doors 4 o'clock. Defiance Ridge, by the way, I want to thank Chuck, because not only are we going to be a part of that, I'm going to bring her out. I'll do the little emceeing beforehand, but we also have Wet Your Whistle back with our friends at Defiance Ridge. So I know a lot of you have missed that. We introduced you to different wines and champagnes and beers and spirits. We have gone from Clayton Winehouse to Defiance Ridge, and we're going to be heading out to Augusta once a month. And then on the other Wednesdays, it'll be every Wednesday at 4 p.m. On the other Wednesdays, Chuck will join us from Defiance Ridge. I'll be maybe at the house, or who knows where I'll be coming to you live from, but we will be sampling different wines from the Augusta, from the Missouri region. We'll talk about these incredible farmhouse dinners that he has. If you've never been, you are missing out. It is a beautiful winery, again, in the hills on 94. Ruby, by the way, will also be performing. It will be April 20th at the Rickman Auditorium in Arnold. So if you want to see her in the spring and then see her again in the summer, that would be great. That particular slide that I have up talks about the fact, and I don't know if it'll change at all, but this said that the tickets will not be available until February 1st. So if anybody's trying to get those already, I found that yesterday, February 1st. And then tomorrow, so you've got 24 hours, a little over 24 hours from right now to purchase your tickets to our Cultivating a Vision for 2024. And think about what we talked about today, right? Trying to move past pain, trying to move past trauma, trying to carve out your future. What does it look like mentally, physically, spiritually? Let Kasha and I help you with that. Tomorrow from 6 to 7:30 Central Time, we will be carving out the vision for 2024 and beyond. This is part 2, building momentum, knowing your value, creating strategy for success. If by chance you missed the first one, it's okay. It's not like you're going to be behind. And many people, even that were there, so they didn't take great notes. So they wanted to know if they could purchase. Do I have a recording of it? I do. If you want to see that before tomorrow night's part 2, reach out to me, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com, and I can provide that to you. And then for tomorrow night, again, make sure that you're ready mentally, that you carve out an hour and a half for yourself, no distractions, be in a room of calmness. We'll try to bring you that if you're fearful or angry, anything that's going on in your life where you need a little sense of calmness. Ask somebody to take care of the kids, keep the dogs out of the room. It's your time. This is your year. Let's do that together. Okay, so that is, again, tomorrow night. And one thing that we kicked off yesterday that I'm going to make sure that we do on a daily basis is make sure that we always have faith in the end of the show. And today it's Psalms 2, verse 11. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Think about that again. What does that mean? Serving the Lord with fear, but rejoicing with trembling. And it goes on to say, kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all that put their trust in him. And the last is, Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me. I always like to have you sit with that. Or if you right away feel like that one connected with you, we're going to be bringing on our mobile shows these wonderful Bible verses. And we can talk a little more in depth during the show or the next show, or maybe you sat with it. Maybe that helps you write a little bit in your journal. You know, I'm big on journaling. Let it open up your heart. Let it open up your spirit, whatever it is that you want to do with that. On Mondays and Tuesdays, when I'm normally in studio, we read from 100 Days to Freedom from Stephen Arterburn. And it's 100 Days to Freedom from fear and anxiety, from depression, from overeating, multiple levels. There's 5 books that we have on set. So if you're new to the show, know that I always bring faith in it somehow, because it's a big part of my life, and I know a big part of the life of this community. Michelle's been busy dropping different links in for you about some of the things that we've talked about. Marilyn, do you know the time that you'll be at the Working Women's Show during your part? Yes, I will be speaking before Allison comes on stage. Allison will be on stage at 2 p.m. So I believe it should be about 1:15. We're going to do about a 30 to 45 minute talk before we bring Allison on. So tickets are on sale for that already. Again, the 37th annual Working Women's Survival Show at the St. Charles Convention Center. I would love to see you out there. And I am going to bring some of the merchandise that we have, whatever we have at that point. I can guarantee you we'll have some journals so we can sell some of the journals out there that day. We were talking about some of the merchandise that you would like to see. Some people are saying journals. That's just a few of the colors. We've got a ton that you can choose from. Some of you have said jackets. There's a little mock-up of the possibility of the jackets. Checking in again on the poll. Looks like it's still 9 for the t-shirt, 10 for the journal, 4 for the hat. Oh, we've got 7 now for the jacket and 4 for the coffee mug. Again, the link for that is on my page, and Michelle did drop it in earlier. So if you are wanting to put your own vote in for that, please do so. Again, thank you for all the comments. I love the fact that you're commenting regularly live with us. And I always try to make sure that I get to each and every one of you. If I missed anybody today, I'm sorry, but I'll go back and interact with you when I get a chance. Marilyn said she voted for the Journal this morning. I love it. Sherry sends her love to you. Well, thank you. I look forward to seeing Sherry next week, changing up the hair a little bit. We are actually going a little longer. A lot of people always ask me, where do I get my hair done? It's from Sherry Anderson, and I'm so super proud of her. Sherry right now is in Salon Lofts in Chesterfield, but that is only because she is taking the steps to fulfill her dream. And one of the things we'll talk about tomorrow night is how do you carve out your passion to truly follow the path that you were meant to have. And Sherry is literally leaping, doing the same thing that I did a little over a year ago. She is opening her dream. It will be called Sheer Studios. It will be in the old Dominic Michael building right there by Annie Gunn's, right in the heart of the valley. Cannot wait for that to open. I'm hoping we can do a big celebration with her on the grand opening. So Sherry, my love to you as well. For all of you, thank you so much for tuning in today. Tomorrow, it'll be just you and I, a little inspiration. And I always ask you if there are particular topics that you would like for us to talk about. Shoot me an email. Let me know. I'd also love to see you at some of our upcoming events. We've got Mobile Monica's and a brand new segment that will kick off. We'll, of course, do Wet Your Whistle on Thursday, the very first one with Defiance Ridge at 4 p.m. And then that'll be on Wednesday. On Thursday, the new segment starts, and here it is. It'll be positive paw, like the dog's paw, positive talk time that we'll do every other Thursday from February 1st all the way through the end of the year at Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa out in Cottleville. And they, of course, have Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue as well. And then we do Mobile Monica. That'll be February 8th at Espresso Yourself in the city. And then we'll return to their sister, it literally is their sister place next door, called Sister Sandwich Shop on February 22nd. I'd love to see you out there. And I have to wrap up the show and immediately get into a meeting that I have to talk about a couple of other places that would like for us. Everyone's saying, well, how can I bring you to our business? Well, all you have to do is shoot me an email. We'll get on a call and we'll talk about how we can bring more business to you. And that's what it's all about. I want to just spread the word and shine the spotlight on incredible people and incredible businesses that are doing wonderful things. If you know someone that aligns with our mission, I'd love to hear from them. All right, everybody, if you're new to the show, thank you so much. Spread the love. Make sure that you know everyone that's suffering out there, that they have an outlet. They don't need to turn into any negativity, surround themselves with any more negative people, turn on anything that brings negativity to them. We're here for you. We promise to be here for you Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. to provide you hope and light and do these wonderful topics just like we did today. I want you to go out and literally today go out. Enjoy the fact that there's warmth now and the ice isn't out there. Maybe carry an umbrella later on this afternoon, but enjoy some dry time. Go out and be anything you want to be in this world. But as I always tell you, before you're anything, remember to be kind. God bless you all.